no. Although you might prefer that, might you? Because your face is a bit, there we go. You probably prefer that. These shoes aren't that great, are they? Sorry, Elizabeth. Welcome to episode 7. And I thought today I would add a couple more bracelets. I've gone for sporty. I've gone for sporty today. So I look like I'm really sporty, but I'm not. And then I found my bracelets, which I'm laughing at. Some women have like a really nice dressing table, don't they? And they sit there dressing, brushing their hair. And then they sit there brushing their hair and stuff. And but mine is in a bloody, my stuff's in an IKEA. Oh, we'll use that. I'll wear that one when we finish this down jigsaw. That's like a celebratory. Oh, I think it's an angle bracelet or a crown for Florrie, my old rescue whippet. I don't know. Anyway, that's going back in my IKEA bag. I'm going to put these on, right? Because if the OCDers amongst you can't stand my tablecloth, maybe that this bling will distract you, right? Oh, that one. That one's too jazzy. Here we go. It's very tiring having to jazz an old girl up, let me tell you. Right, on. Right, more. And that, it's your Julie note, that's slightly different, but I've just broken it. Right, so Bethany's not here, so this is going to take a bit longer because she seemed to have some sort of weird savant-like ability to look at the puzzle and go edge bit, edge bit, edge bit, and just clean up like a Dyson edge, like an edge cleaner. Now I am aware that I said yesterday that I was going to talk about Dwayne and his email, and I didn't, so I've had to print it out because I totally forgot. I got distracted with my Mexican stuff. So huge problem. Sorry, huge sorry about that. Not a huge problem. Right, dearest darling Julia, spelled dearest wrong there, Dwayne, but I'll come back to you about that. Thank you for answering my questions. I have a few more. Okay. I always think of you as the quintessential Essex girl. Is it fair that Essex girls have an image that girls from other counties do not share? Absolutely. Yeah. I know that you have a good friend called Tracy. Have you ever owned a white pair of stilettos or driven a Ford Capri? Right. No, I haven't had. I do have a very dear friend called Tracy. I have never had white stilettos or have selection of dirty. I have had a selection of dirty heels, but not white ones. And I have not only driven a Capri, but I've also shut my thumb in the car door of a Capri and locked it on it. Me and my friend Andy, when I was about 16, were playing badminton. I used to play a lot of badminton. I don't think kids do badminton anymore with friends, do they? Well, he was much older actually, but not in a weird way. He was just we played badminton, and he pulled into our drive at home, and I slammed my thumb in the door, and I locked it. I locked my thumb in a Capri door. Christ, the pain! I've never known anything like it, and I wouldn't let anybody touch it. It swelled up like one of those hilarious cartoon thumbs. Absolutely set enormous. And someone's going to stab it. They were going, you've got to pop it, got to get it. No, thank you. I passed out and everything. Horrible. So yeah, that's my Capri story. I have never had sex in one. Why do you think that Essex girls are stereotyped as being up for it, and are you up for it? I was up for it a lot, which is why I can't be bothered now. I exhausted myself. I tired myself out. And yeah, I was always up for it. Used to be up for it a lot. And I enjoyed my life. But now, the thought of... oh, no. For me, there's nothing more relaxing... This is Dwayne's email and him speaking. For me, there is nothing more relaxing than reading some P.G. Wodehouse while sucking hard on a crack pipe. How do you like to relax? Well, this leads me directly on from my previous statement. Is that now I relax by country file. I have my bra up as soon as I'm in. I'm in all the time now, so we've discussed the bra issue. But if I've been out, my favourite way to relax is getting that bra off. I normally am so lazy that I take it off through my arm of my clothing I'm in, ping it off, fling it onto the stairs or wherever it lands, and then country file with the Antiques Roadshow Chaser. I don't think you can go wrong. And sometimes I will also play Candy Crush Soda at the same time. Yeah, that's how I relax now. Doesn't sound as fun as yours. Does your mother really only feed her dog on chicken? Yes, and it has to be fresh chicken, and that caused quite a few issues during lockdown because chicken was quite hard to come by, and it still is. So we were scouring, you know, shops, not for us to eat, but for Betsy. Because Mum said, well, she won't eat anything else. It's like the dog will eat something else. She eats something else when she's with us. She eats dog food. When you go away and we've got her. But at Mum's house, she will only eat chicken, and she knows when the chicken's been cooked the day before. She pushes it around. It's absolutely hilarious. Masturbating for 3 hours is an amazing feat. Masturbating using one one's feet would be even more amazing achievement. What of your achievements instills you with pride? So that's relating to the guys. Lynn and Malcolm, if you're still listening to this, I can only apologise. It's just the way everything goes. I don't edit any of this, and it just comes out, and people are joining in with this dirt. What am I proud of? My children, got to say that, haven't they? Nobody be sick. I think that's it really, and my friends. I can't think. That sounds all a bit. That's not quite as funny as it meant to sound. I was meant to sound something much more funny, but I can't think of anything there. No. What else? No, do you know what? I'll think of something funny tonight, Dwayne, and I'll mention that tomorrow. This is Dwayne again. I went to the Isle of Wight a few years ago. I found the locals very hospitable. In your many years of travels, which nationality have you enjoyed the company of most? Which singular nationality do you like the best? That's impossible. I mean, I loved Mexico. I loved Mexico because of my... it blew my mind there. I can't single out nationality, Dwayne. You very well know that, as you can't. You can't, because I know that, because all your Zoom calls, your international Zoom calls. No, I can't. I've had fun wherever we've gone. I even had fun in Russia, even when other people weren't. So, yes. No, I can't. That's a very unfair question, Dwayne, and it's unlike you. But I haven't been to the Isle of Wight. And did you do the sound stuff? Did you make your own? Just the thought of you in the Isle of Wight now is going to make me chuckle. Tim Berners-Lee is an alumnus of my school. Alumnus of my school. Has anyone famous, past or present, been a former pupil of your school? Now, yes, it was a footballer. He came to the school. Ding, who's that? Liz. Yeah, it's a footballer. I can't remember his name. He was proper Essex, but he went to my school, and he came and did a talk. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember. Not quite Tim Berners-Lee. Let's just put it like that. He didn't invent the internet like old Timo did. Did you talk to Tim when you got to speak? When you got to see him, work with him then, Dwayne? Right. Yeah, that's it really. The other question was just literally almost too obscene for Lynn and Malcolm to hear. And my mum will go, "Oh, Dwayne." So I'm not gonna carry on with that, because that actually became a bit blue for the dads has gone a bit too far there, Dwayne. And I don't think anybody needs to hear about that issue you've got. Today, my mum has gone quite bold, and she's walking her jam jars to the bottle bank. She said, she rang up. She said, "I'm just going to walk my jam jars to the bottle bank." I said, "Okay." And that was the end of that story. And she did. She did walk them up there. The reason she's walking them up there, and people go, "Well, why is she not recycling them out the front?" It's because she keeps getting her recycling bins stolen. So, you know the big things you leave outside? She's had 3 stolen, so has her neighbour. And her neighbour said yesterday to her that she's had her food bin stolen. The little food caddy thing. What the hell's going on? I mean, with all this crime going on, like there's Helen's plum tree's been stolen. No one's found that yet. I will be asking some more people about that though. Now, food and recycling things stolen. I despair. I think that's tragic. Right, the Tim Tam issue has really kicked off. I've got Australians messaging me saying Tim Tams are the best. Tim Tams are much nicer than penguins. They're not. So shush now. They're absolutely not. And you can't find an English person, a British person, I beg your pardon, who will agree with that. Tim Tams are the best. Violet. I can't remember the name of the violet cocking things. Anyway, they're spooky as well. I can only explain it that you write down there, and actually that you think that's all fine. Absolutely the same way that you say, I'm going to the bottle shop. The bottle shop, off licence, dear. So many issues. I do actually know a lot of Australians, and the same issues keep repeating. Nathan, when we go to the Middle East, he always finds a bottle shop, the first thing he does is he gets about 40 bottles of Prosecco. Or as much, I mean, even I got him some on the way in. We're like Prosecco mules. So if you happen to be at an airport, he knows you're. He finds out from Valley, who is issue there, Duke. He finds out from the lovely woman Valley who does all the flights. He basically gets a list of everybody's flights, and then he thinks, "Oh, great! They can bring me some Prosecco in," and he does it. He messages them. So he must have had, I don't know, 140 litres. And, we'll bring it in like his Prosecco mules. And it has to be this particular one, like a gold bottle. It's like so bloody fancy. Anyway, over there he finds the bottle shop. God, I chat to all these Australians and I don't know. I mean, Steve has messaged me, again, with another outfit. Now, I know that this one blows my mind. The Lederhosen have had a few issues over the years. Particularly last time when we were in Abu Dhabs, wasn't it? Because the Lederhosen he took to Abu Dhabs, they created quite a stir. Not only because of and as this picture proves, the leather is so, it's not worn in, it's so solid. And the Tyrolean shirt with the cuffs and all of the fluffiness around your stomach and stuff. I mean, my God, but you've matched it with, in this photograph, with cowboy boots. So you look like Shakira meets a bearded Von Trapp. But Poss, you're posing with him. You look like there's almost, you love him so much, don't you? Because I think if Matt came down, well, I'll give you an example. Today, Matt, after God knows how many years, announced he was going for a cycle. Because people seem to cycle in lockdown. So he announced he was going to get his bike back from wherever he's kept it and wedge himself into his lycra. Now, over here they're called mammals, middle-aged men in lycra. And Fred was doing stuff with his starter and his levain. And I was in the kitchen and he came down and I couldn't speak to him because he had those shoes on as well that click into the bike. So he was walking on the sort of the weird way that you have to walk when you've got sort of lumps of clicky bits on your shoes. And he walked through in very tight lycra. In really tight lycra through the house, and he's growing his hair a bit, so he looks like a sort of drunk Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. Google him. And walked through, and he got his bike, and then off he went. But me and Fred couldn't say anything because he also had these horrific pair of glasses he'd ordered from Amazon. They looked about £3, but they're sort of racing glasses that the ones that sort of go they're a bit thin, triangular. They're absolutely and reflective. It was a terrible time for Fred and I because we were just having a nice time, and then anyway, so we laughed because we couldn't acknowledge the whole situation, and he knew it when he came back. When he came back, he was huffing and puffing like he was half dead because he didn't just go on a little ride. He went on a much bigger ride than he should have done for someone who's not been on a bike for years, and particularly where the lycra has crushed all his internal organs and his external organs. Let me tell you, into almost not being able to work. Oh, that's good, Beth. You can come. Beth's just arrived again. Come on, you demon. Can you push that bit gently without knocking? Because if you knock the mic or the camera, Pete loses his mind. Right, so very carefully. Just push them to here, both. Look at all the glue that's come off. Anyway, so he's done that. So, yeah, I don't know what to say, Steve, about that. And also, Steve wrote to me and said, don't worry about the board shorts, Stu. We wear scunnos underneath. Well, I'm going to wait for you to explain that because I googled it. I couldn't find anything about scunnos. I just found like dreadful sites that it said you're not allowed in without dark web access. So I will let you explain to me what a bloody scunno is. Unacceptable. I can't remember if I said yesterday or not, or another day, that the shop in Nathan's flat that he set up, his own shop with his own clothes, Andrew's had to be furloughed. Not really. That shop is the only shop that's actually allowed to function. Oh, slight cough there, don't worry. Nanny Bling, we're cooking her a nice dinner again today. Oh, seem to have some dust in my throat. It could because we're cooking her roast lamb. Nice. Which is nice. That is nice. I just hope someone hasn't so roasted it. Darren, again, I didn't realise how much contact I'd had with Australians until I started this jigsaw. Anyway, Darren has emailed, quite a lengthy email. He was watching this last night apparently, and he said he felt a bit giddy with the fisheye lens and the casserole dish. And I don't know what to say to you. I can't do anything about it. It's 40 quid. It was 40 quid just to get this rocking and rolling. And I can't do much about it. The casserole dish has gone now, so hopefully that's calmed down. But I'm going to have to, until I can afford to do anything more. Well, now, Beth, you're just throwing it all on the floor.
No, but Mum, do you know what? I think you've got all the egg pieces.
How do you know that?
Because I can't see any more.
Well, and you do have special. Well, that's actually not true.
Oh no, hang on.
See, well, that you'll take that back. You take those words back.
Yeah, I'll take those words back.
Foolish.
Sorry, guys.
Idiot. Now, when lockdown finishes and I can start to have get look at the blue, I know. When lockdown finishes, right? I will let people in and they can like my miffy. Well, you can like both my miffies. Right, it's a bit of a treat. So that's going to be the first thing to do when you come in. Like, well, this hopefully will be finished now. We would have moved the old bits of roll of wallpaper, the old vodka, some bubble wrap, a Karcher pressure washer. What else was there? An old television.
They can't see these though.
No, they can't. But I'm just setting the picture. So with this will all be nice, and we'll turn the old little freezer off. Be careful, Beth, because you can't just put them in. You've got to check.
I'm checking.
Good
That's
girl.
what I'm doing.
All right. You lost your mind a bit there. Anyway, so you'll be able to come and light these up. Now, apparently, don't be so stupid. You know that's not an edge piece. Darren said, who's now got no fringe. For those that knew him with a fringe, it's gone. He said that Miffy in Maori, he was told by a Maori friend of his, that Miffy in Maori means vagina. Did you know that, Beth?
No, I didn't know that.
So you're going to have to speak to the Dutch about that, because these are called Miffies, and I will be referring to them to a lot. So if anybody from New Zealand's listening who's Indigenous and is Maori, then you're going to have to forgive me, because I'm referring to these rabbits, basically. I can't get into...
I think you've got all the edge pieces now, Mum.
So, well, this is quite a big moment. Let's put these all in, because then we'll have the casserole. You can bring the casserole dish in. Let's just double check, Beth, because I'd hate someone to be screaming at home, looking at us scooping these up, and we scoop accidentally one up, right? Here we go. Let's just... Right. Oh, I tell you what I've got to show, Beth. Why we've got a clear... Oh, this doesn't look that many edge pieces for such a mighty jigsaw.
Does it?
Right, Beth, very slowly put that casserole dish in so people can see. I'll tell you when it's in. Yeah, look. Okay, that's what we've got to achieve. Fill in all that. Right, Christ. Right, push that back there. What I do have to show now, Beth, is I've got to show Dwayne my melons. That was in one.
Melons?
Yeah. So here.
What?
Hold on.
Oh.
I wanted to see my melons, and here they are. So
I was wondering.
they're grown.
I was wondering what
Well,
you meant
I
by
think.
melons.
Well, I'm not sure, but there they are, Dwayne. And it actually says.
For a minute there, I thought you meant melons as in.
Yeah. Well, Beth.
As
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. No. Anyway, there they are, Dwayne. That's my melons, and that's the bucket that Matt was looking for. And I've drilled it, and it's actually broken. But they're growing quite nice in there. They were seeds. Right. Okay. So we've got this now. Here we go. Okay. Right. So what do we do now? We've now got to turn all these around now. We've got to try and form these into some sort of. I might go this side. You can't see my face, can you, Beth? I don't want anyone to ever see my face.
No, you can just see your hands.
Perfect.
I need to sit down and pat my back a little bit.
What have you done? How have you hurt your back?
No, I think I've I just need to sit down a bit.
You must sit down. You've been standing up for at least 3 minutes.
Oh, you can actually leave. Huh?
Right. So while we're here, and I'm just going to talk about. So let me just. I wrote a couple of notes down because things spring into my head. What was I going to talk about? Nathan with his extreme tanning. Yes. So if you ever meet Nathan, he looks quite pale there. But in actual fact, he's normally the colour of David Dickinson, as I hope that you will get to know. But this is what makes me laugh a lot, right? When he goes and gets a spray tan, something I've never done because I'm too lazy. And he always, when they say, right, you can go and get changed now, sir. He gets the spray gun and he sprays a bit more. He does another layer. And there's a very famous Instagram picture of him. because I had to stop my hilarious story about Nathan because the camera stopped filming, ran out of battery. So anyway, whatever that edit is, it'll be a bit rubbish, but you won't judge me for that. It's not like this is, you know what you're signing up for watching this. Now, Mike, I think I mentioned I've got a friend who is an agent, and she's going to try and be in touch with you. She's called Michelle, and she's going to probably try and be in touch with you about your extra work, because you've had such great reports of it. So hopefully that's all good. KP New York, how do you think this is going? Are you listening anymore? Is it better or worse? Or is it diabolical? And you are regretting signing up? I'll wager you're regretting signing up. I'm trying to move around a bit now. It's a bit more awkward now. I've got to try and get this. I'm also trying to check that this keeps bloody recording. Our friend Ben is now working for a vet at the moment because all of our work is all just, stopped in a nutshell. So if any of you need neutering, defleeing, worming, Ben could do it all out the back of his van. You might have to bring your own wet wipes. I think I'm going to have to do this yellow bit. This yellow stuff is at the top. I think the colours is a good idea. Nathan says it's a good idea. I think he's right. I have to say hello to Yagana, who's in Azerbaijan listening. She's heaven. She is now wearing Dr. Martens in Azerbaijan, which is what I think. Actually, Dwayne, sort of referring back to what's one of your proudest moments. That's it. Getting Doc Martens sent over and them arriving and being on the feet of Yagana in Azerbaijan. That is actually one of my proudest moments. There, so it's all come full circle now. I can actually feel at peace now. I've answered that question properly. Oh look, I just love the thought, right, that some of you out there, hopefully Laura's calmed down about the whole system, because I did what she said. I got another dish, and I completely appreciate that this is a scaggy old operation, but I'm now laughing that if you can actually see pieces that you can't get to, it must be, it's either relaxing this or absolutely one of the most horrific experiences of your life, with the frustration of it. I was thinking about doing a live one, but at the moment I can't even seem to record successfully for a long time, or get anything successfully loaded on my own. So the thought that I can actually go live is almost mythical at the moment. Here we go. Now I feel like we're on the road now, even though the edge pieces I think are going to be the easiest part of this, because I keep forgetting as I look to my right, these just keep coming in. They keep filling with glue, and actually the look of his face. I've got a couple of other pictures coming as well, which I'm going to have like a separate props table to keep them all in. I was talking about Matt earlier. It really made me giggle because I've just the bike's in here as well now. Now he's come off his oxygen and he can actually sit up. He looked like the mad professor when he arrived back. But the other time he's never really lost his sense. He's only lost his sense of humour twice. And in our entire relationship, and it was when he was flying a kite, and we took it over Hampstead Heath, and I bought him a kite. I thought, oh, that's nice. I'll buy him a kite. Not sure about that bit. Possibly, yeah. No, wrong blue. I bought him a kite, right? Because you did. When you were young and in love, you buy kites and you fly them together. And took him over Hampstead Heath. Anyway, I was at the end holding it to throw it into the air, and I threw it into the air, and it kept basically falling to the ground, and he in a nutshell couldn't fly it. It's not because of the wind. There was wind. He actually couldn't do it, and he was pulling these strings, and so I was throwing it in the air, and it was going smacking down, and it was in front of all these people who were just like being, apart from the boys at Hampstead Heath rummaging around in the bushes, everybody else was there sort of sitting having picnics with their children and sort of just having a nice time. And oh god, it was so funny because the more I threw it into, I didn't say anything because there was nothing to say really, because it was completely apparent what was going on. It was an absolute kite debacle. But I kept on going straight into that, and the thing was, I started really laughing because it got funnier and funnier. Do you know what I mean? It got so funny because he couldn't fly, but he wasn't laughing, and because he wasn't laughing, I didn't feel. Oh, that's broken that bit. I don't know whether I can ring Ravensburger to get that bit replaced. Oh, that's broken. That's a bit awkward, isn't it? Oh, I don't like that. That's most unpleasing. I don't want to bend it too much. You get out. Wrong part of the table. You, not an edge piece. And the other time was I'm going back to badminton again. We played badminton. And I used to love badminton. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I'm not saying I was any particularly good at it, but I just loved it. And anyway, so we went one night. Someone babysat the kids. I said, I really fancy a game. Anyway, it was awful because every time I hit it, he couldn't return it. And he was running around like he could hardly breathe. Oh, God, it was fast. So I would just go, boop. And then he would absolutely run to that side. And then I'd go, boop, back. He'd run to that side. And it wasn't anything I was doing on purpose. He sort of lined them up so they made them really easy shots. Christ alive, honest to God. Those stories, like the kite thing, was so fun. And then when we had the kite, we had the kids, and we went to France with Matt's parents and Matt's brother and stuff, and his kids. And he got a kite again. He said, let's fly a kite. And I said, are you sure about this? Because, you know, we've only had one kite situation. And you sure? Look, that was a long time ago. Just leave it. I'm good with kites. All right. Anyway, so he got this kite. It was like a stunt kite. And he got it to sort of show the kids how to do it. And he got it caught in a tree. He went, I threw it up in the air. He went off into a tree. Oh my God. Anyway, listen, I'm going to listen because I can see Bethany approaching and I think it's Sunday dinner. I'm going to love you and leave you, and hopefully this has worked. Sorry about the bad edit, but I love you all.